Hi, I'm Peyton.
Hi, I'm Kyle.
Hi, I'm Amanda.
Hi, I'm Chris.
Hey there, I'm David, and welcome to our Demo Day presentation for Digital Media Deep Dive Cohort 14. Today we will be showcasing our digital media capstone projects.
Over the past 12 weeks, we've had a chance to work on several digital media projects leading up to our capstone.
Our capstone project is a project that we choose to focus on during the bootcamp. Although our capstone project is an intensive one, as a digital media team, we also worked on several other projects along the way.
In addition to our own individual projects, we also worked on several team projects. Rod maintains a list of individual companies and organizations which help garner interest in our program. As we're being introduced to these potential jobs and companies, it inspires us to make our own projects, which we're introduced to at the beginning of the class.
Although there's a list of clients to work with at the beginning of the program, we are encouraged to examine our day-to-day lives to find digital media work all around us. This is what Rod and Casey call the entrepreneurial mindset.
For the keen entrepreneurial storyteller, opportunity is everywhere.
Our digital media class began at the beginning of the fall season. When we think of Albuquerque in the fall, we think Balloon Fiesta, the most photographed event in the world.
Rod and Casey were able to get us official Balloon Fiesta media credentials and passes. We took a deep dive into the Albuquerque Balloon Fiesta 2023.
Check out some of our photography and video work we did at Balloon Fiesta.
Fiction. Just me. They got everything out.
All right, so we're not obviously at angularity yet, but it's amazing how bright it still is, but yet how much dimmer it has gotten. You're gonna have to wait till June 21st, 2039 to get that one. And of course we have the big one coming up April next year, which is a total solar eclipse. We're close. Yeah, we're close. We're all, yeah, it's starting to happen. Listen. Yep, here we go. Into angularity right now. Oh my goodness, look at this. Look at that beautiful ring. The ring of fire, ladies and gentlemen. We are in it here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. What an incredible sight. Oh man. Oh, that's just perfect.
Deep dive digital media boot camps can require 60 plus hours of work a week. In addition to the digital media skills we're working hard to refine in the classroom, we continued the New Mexico Fall Fun with a Halloween in the Bosque digital media shoot.
I've been eating at a taqueria called El Paisa for a number of years, ever since middle school. And I talked to the owner and asked them if they needed any kind of commercial advertisement for social media or whatever they see fit. And upon asking them, he actually told me that he was looking for a digital media specialist but couldn't find one. So this is again what Rod and Casey call the entrepreneurial mindset, to just find projects in our everyday lives. Here's the commercial for El Paisa me and my digital media team created.
Tengo ganas de amar. Hoy comienza mi vida una página más. Hoy me enseña la vida que me quiera ya más. Se olvida ni se deja, que un viejo amor de nuestra alma sí se aleja, pero nunca dice adiós, un viejo amor.
My family owns a paving company. I asked if they would be interested in an animated marketing commercial for social media. Of course, the answer was yes. Here is the commercial I produced for Desert Fox Paving.
Desert Fox Paving, New Mexico's premier asphalt, concrete, and paving expert. For 3 generations, our customers have trusted our highly skilled, best-trained project consultants and installation technicians. No project challenge is too big or too small. We're here for you anywhere, anytime. We specialize in commercial, government, industrial, and residential paving services. When you want a lasting impression, Desert Fox Paving is here for you. Call us today for a free estimate. Or visit us at desertfoxpaving.com.
Do you love cheesecake? How about a homemade gourmet cheesecake? Well, a client of mine has the perfect recipe for your sweet tooth. Here's a marketing ad and typography I produced for Albuquerque's own Chubby Cholo's Cheesecake Factory.
Chubby Cholo's Cheesecakes was founded in Albuquerque, New Mexico by me, Anthony Recio. We do more than just cheesecakes. We do full-on catering and private events. We also do custom cheesecakes to your liking. We can make anything your heart desires. All of our cheesecakes are made from scratch with 100% organic materials.
Amazon Web Services is one of the most premier web technology services in the world. They've worked from everyone from Fortune 500 companies to one-person startups. Here's a social media spot that I did for AWS.
Have you heard about Amazon Web Services? It helps run more internet-based services than you think. It's revolutionizing the way we think about computing and storage. With the most unmatched, broadest computational network of servers, AWS provides unmatched innovation, increased productivity, and reliable delivery of content. But it's not just about the technology. AWS has helped energy and industrial sectors revamp legacy systems and develop renewable energy business models. And for small businesses, developers, and education, AWS makes it easier to scale with confidence and better outcomes.
On the first week of the Deep Dive Digital Media program, I tried to incorporate videos into my day-to-day life. One way was through my passion projects. So currently I have a 13-track beat tape that needed some visualizers. So I created some using some photos and videos that I've taken from travels over the years as a truck driver before this. And I incorporated it into my beat tapes. So here's a clip of my 13 music visualizers.
I entered the deep dive experience with 11 hours, 58 minutes, and 26 seconds of footage, capturing my experience and the experience of others being unhoused in the city of St. Louis. Here's a trailer, and you can keep an eye out for the full project, Darling, I Might Be Poorly Designed, on my website, kyleison.cool.
So part of the purpose behind what we're speaking about today is...
Hi, I'm Kyle. I'm a writer, director, and designer. For the last 12 weeks, I've been attending a collaborative program engineered by Central New Mexico Community College and Ingenuity called Deep Dive. And for the past 117 days, I've been reintegrating back into society after a slippery fall from being on the edge of homelessness for 2 years as a result of the pandemic, into actually being homeless as a result of the choices I made to get here. Darling, I Might Be Poorly Designed began in Nowhere, Illinois, moves to the current river nestled near the Ozark Mountain, leaps into St. Louis, Missouri, and a wormhole made by the hands of friends, strangers, and supporters got me to Albuquerque, New Mexico. Hey everyone, I'm alive. I know. Bummer. When I began editing the footage, remember here?
11 hours, 58 minutes, and 28 seconds of footage.
And now there's 23 hours, 27 minutes, and 34 seconds. And it's all to tell the story of how and why.
Like Kyle said, my capstone project helped me to realize a professional dream, to develop and expand my photography business. And realizing a dream is worth more than 1,000 words.
So my capstone project was based off a personal passion project of mine. It highlights the importance of urban planning, and the thing about it is that it affects people's quality of life. It gives you more options potentially on how to live, and it allows our economy to work more in tandem with Earth's environment. Here's a little snapshot of my documentary. When I was a kid, I was willing to walk around my suburban neighborhood just to see the things I could do. Sure, we had a public swimming pool down the street we'd walk to during the summer, a house that became a public library 4 blocks away, and a golf course up the hill that I never went to. That was pretty much it. Some days I would ride my scooter or bike aimlessly up and down the hill of our street, which no one was out most of the time, unless it was the time I drew my own scooter lanes on the street with chalk and the neighbors yelled at me from their door in disapproval. One day I discovered there was a gas station with a convenience store on the edge of our neighborhood off an arterial, which is pretty typical here. I thought it'd be fun to walk there with my cousins so we'd get some snacks and move our legs. My dad said no and drove me in his pickup instead. After getting my slushie, I asked, "How come we couldn't walk here?" He just said, "Because nobody walks anymore." That confounded me as a young boy, but it was obvious looking back that it wasn't just my parents were lazy, possibly they were. It was a systemic issue that persists in all of North America's planning since post-World War II, which is that the built-up environment actively reinforces driving and not much else. I grew up in the car-infested Sunbelt city of Albuquerque, New Mexico, and for those not familiar with it, yes, it's the setting of Breaking Bad. In this video, I'll explain why you only saw Saul Goodman take the train once for some reason, and also a problem that I've felt on a personal level living here.
My explicit goal of the Deep Dive Digital Media program was to find projects as a freelance videographer. One way I did that was a friend of mine got married and let me know last minute on the day he was getting married. So I asked him if I could do a documentary style video of his wedding. He agreed, and I had a really fun time and learned a lot of techniques that will help me in the future to do more wedding videos, hopefully soon. So here's some clips from my wedding video.
Take me, Ian, to be my lawfully wedded husband. To be my lawfully. Freudians.
This is my product and capstone, Stardust Botanica and graphic design. Up here I designed my business card in a combination of clip art and Photoshop. Here I embed a YouTube video on tarot and our intentions moving forward using an Anima plugin. Here I design a non-traditional cloud and moon pop-down menu of my services. Moving on to my portfolio in a scroll, we can use this transition feature to head to my portfolio. This is one of my favorites. I was so happy to be part of helping some men at the Good Shepherd shelter share their story and their ability to make changes in their lives. During this time, I also worked on an alternate version of their logo, resulting in this mosaic design I created with a combination of Photoshop and Illustrator. Some typography done in Illustrator, and a logo I animated for my brother's band, Sasquatch. Check it out on Bandcamp or YouTube. This alien here is with a picture I took from the 2023 Balloon Fiesta. Beyond, a commercial done for a client of mine. Who doesn't love a Chubby Cholo's cheesecake? This is my favorite version of an app I did with an alumni and fellow student, Kyle. How could I miss out on that opportunity to help provide current and accurate, much needed resources for those in need? Here are a couple silly Photoshop pics I edited, blended, and designed.
The Deep Dive Capstone is a deeply personal project we use to showcase our talents, passion, and genius.
You told me to send what I had. It's not finished. Give me tonight to work on it.
Oh, man. You made friends with them. See, friendship is the booze they feed you. They want you to get drunk and feeling like you belong.
It was fun.
Because they make you feel cool. And hey, I met you. You are not cool.
I know. And when I thought I was, I knew I wasn't.
Because we are uncool. No, while women will always be a problem for guys like us, most of the great art in the world is about that very problem. Good-looking people, they got no spine. Their art never lasts. And they get the girls who are smarter.
Yeah, I can really see that now.
Because great art is about the guilt and longing. Love disguises sex, and sex disguises love. Hey, let's face it. You got a big head start.
Glad you were home.
I'm always home. I'm uncool.
Me too.
You're doing great, yeah. The only true currency in this bankrupt world is what you show someone else when you're uncool. So my advice to you, I know you think these guys are your friends. If you want to be a true friend to them, be honest and unmerciful.
So luckily I had a lot of good support here with my buddies, and they helped me stay grounded.
1951, that's when Brother Matthias Barrett from Ireland came, and this is where he set his first house. So we're here, this is the oldest, but it's also the smallest. It's very, very small compared to our other houses. We've got Miami, New Jersey, Toronto and Hamilton in Canada.
They've all been in opera since 1954.
No, after. Good morning, Paul. California, Los Angeles, in North America, right? Because they're in 52 countries all over the world.
Wow.
Usually have big hospitals. Yeah, the Brothers of St. John of God are in 52 countries. I think they're about 1,000 brothers left worldwide, which is very small for the amount of ministries they have. I think just to give you an idea, we have about, here, I think about 10 staff members, 12 staff members. In Hamilton alone, they have in Toronto, they have like 500 paid staff. So they deal on a much larger scale. 1,000 meals a day is very normal for them. 2 o'clock, 5 days a week. We call it a community meal, hot meal. They just come in. It's open to everyone. They don't have to be homeless. I'll be honest with you, you don't even have to be poor. If they wanted to come for a meal, we would never question. They're always welcome, you know. But usually it's homeless, low income, you know, transient maybe. So they'll just line up, they'll come through here, they'll grab a tray. So actually that door, they leave that door, they come this door. And all of our men, this is the unique thing about this program. We're the only house in all of our houses where the men in our programs do everything. They cook, prepare. No, you're okay. They do absolutely everything. The clothing room, the only thing is that sort of thing. Everything else is done by the men. The cleaning, the serving, voluntary, drug, and now all rehab program. That's important. Oh yeah. We'll get out of here in a minute. Okay, so it's a voluntary program.
Where's my snare?